All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, we have quite an interesting guest discussion right now. We have Lanre Joda, fondly known as PLJ. Well, when you hear that P in front, you definitely know what it means. He is, of course, a pastor. Now, he's the founder and CEO of CIPM Africa. He's a multifaceted leader with impactful contributions across media, business, ministry, and, of course, charitable development. He's also the visionary behind the Support Center Initiative, SCI, both focused on transforming rural communities and educational futures in Nigeria and beyond. It is great to have you, PLJ. You are welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
so, that multifaceted nature, that's what I want to talk about, because at some point, a lot of people have been grown to say that one should focus on something, that the power of, we've spoken about the power of focus on one thing. But how is it so that you are so multifaceted? You're in ministry, you are in business, in media also, and now into impacting communities and all of that. How is it that you put all of these different personas into one person?
So you can't tie me into one thing. I get inspiration from doing so many things at the same time. I get restless if you tie me to just one thing, because that's the way I've been wired.
Doesn't that go against the, that paradigm of focusing on one thing?
Well, for me, I think it's still the same goal I'm trying to achieve. It's about supporting, it's about helping people.
All right.
It's about humanity, however you want to look at it.
All right. So
be it church, be it the NGO, be it my business, it's about humanity, and that's my focus.
All right. Now, just before we talk about CIPM Africa, let's talk about you as a person. How did this all start for you, getting to this point? Let's talk about your story.
Okay, my story, right? I am the fourth of a big family, all right? Born in Lagos, raised a bit in Kwara State, relocated back to Lagos. 1993, I decided to leave Nigeria to Europe. So I lived in Germany for like 6 years before I moved to United Kingdom. So that has been my story. I am a Christian before becoming a pastor, and that's my passion. I love God. I love helping God's people. So that has been my story. I studied media in the United Kingdom. I studied education as well, master's level, which is driving what I'm doing right now in Nigeria with regards to education. NGO would focus on education.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that brings us to CIPM. What was the inspiration to start it? How did it start? And what has CIPM been doing in the 3 years that it has been in,
when the lockdown happened, the COVID happened, everything was gloomy. And I think that kind of pulled all of us back to start thinking about life. And then I started thinking, well, life can't just be about me. It should also be about other people, even though I've been pastoring, and I thought I can do more. So I started thinking, there are people that I don't even know. They are somewhere in Africa. Let me reach out to them. And the inspiration came. And I started talking to people that, listen, I'm going to Africa, precisely Nigeria, to do stuff. So I have a friend who I've known for years. I said to him, I'm coming to Nigeria and I'm coming to your town, because I started with towns. We're not doing cities at all. Because I said to myself, there are government presence in cities. Let's go to towns where they need us more. Sorry?
Which town was this?
This is Lara. The name of the town is Lara. It's a border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic.
I've heard that town in some movies. It's a name that I've come across.
Yeah, it's a border town. So we started our research about the town and all of that. And that kind of fired me up to say, we need to go to this town, because this particular town, when young people leave school, guess what? They don't go to university, they don't go to college, they don't go to polytechnic. What they want to do is to go possibly into smuggling, because it's a border town.
It's a border,
Yeah, so go into smuggling. So I said to my team, we need to change the narrative. So our first year, we were there with the students, talking to them. They were like looking at us blank. What are you saying? But second year, there was this huge improvement. So we went last year, because every year we go there, we call it Compassion. So we had Compassion 2023 to Compassion 2024. We were there last year, and everything has changed. All right, to the point that we engage with the students, we're asking them questions like, now, where do you want to go from here? And one of the students, very interesting, stood up and said, you know what, My plan is to go to Oxford University. That really wowed me.
Wonderful.
So which means we've been able to redirect their focus from after leaving secondary school, going into doing other things, but into going into, if they want to go to university and all of that.
Wonderful.
Having said that, we not just thinking, because not everyone will go to university.
Yes.
So we're also looking at the apprenticeship route as well.
Definitely.
Let's see how we can also help you in terms of you want to learn something, we as an organization can come in and support you doing that.
Wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. And you've been doing this for 3 years now.
We've been doing this for 3 years.
You know, such an impact is far-reaching across generations because it's something that can be paid forward. And you also decided to come into a town, not even a city, as it were.
Yeah.
How do you fund all this?
All right, so starting with me, I have to, having said that, we have people who have been supporting us.
Okay.
So every year, for example, this particular school, secondary school, we do a free school meal. We started this October last year. We gave the student free school meal.
Wow.
Every Friday.
Every Friday?
Yeah, we give them free school meal. Yeah.
That's 4 times a month?
Yeah, we actually do twice a month.
Okay.
I think 2 Fridays every month.
Every month, okay.
So we have people, in my church, for example, in the UK, we said, Pastor, we're going to take care of this. So we have people like that. We have people in the United States, Nigeria and the diaspora. They're doing well. They're doing a lot for us. They can come the way I come every year, but they're saying we can send our money to support what you're doing in Nigeria.
What you're doing. Wonderful. Yeah. So at the moment you're here now, is there any outreach that is happening at this particular time?
So
what brings you here now?
So right now we have this new project.
Okay.
We run it. It's called Support Center Initiatives.
Okay.
So we're evolving. We're moving from this particular small town into cities.
Okay.
However, in cities we're looking for deprived areas. All right.
Slums.
Yeah, slums. We're not going to come to. We're not going to come to Koi. We're not going to come to. So we're going to those deprived areas. So, for example, we've been talking to the government of Ogun State, and they've been very, very supportive. Okay. Because with the Support Center Initiative, it's also something the federal government is doing, which they've delegated to state government. Okay. So we've been talking to Ogun State government. The Commissioner for Education and Technology has been very supportive. The Permanent Secretary has been very supportive. They've approved this. So today we are launching the Support Center Initiative in a place called Lambe in Ogun State.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also Lambe.
So the idea behind that is to get out-of-school children back into school. Wow. That is the idea.
People have spoken about how education is, if you want to pour into a country, a community for tomorrow, the best way to do it is via education. Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people have been deprived of, especially the northern areas and all of that. We have some of the highest percentage of out-of-school children in the world, all over. And so this is quite commendable that you've jumped on such an initiative. Yeah.
Within this, we're also talking to the government of Delta State. Okay. We had survey done in Oyo State already because we're planning to also move into Oyo State. We're doing Ogun State right now. Maybe at some point we'll come to Lagos State. Okay. Yeah. But it's really been good. And we also want to change the narrative of education is a scam. Because people shouldn't blame education for whatever is happening in society. Education shouldn't be at the receiving end. Let's complain about what is not being properly done by some people, not education. Education is good.
Wonderful. So that launch is happening today?
It's happening today.
Okay. What is there an event, a market? Is there anything around it, or it's just you're just going out to?
We've been given a particular school in Lambe to work with. The state government, they've approved it. But yes, go into that school and sort things out there. Wonderful. So we're going to be using the school as a venue, to launch SC High. Wonderful. Yeah.
Let's wrap up with this. On the horizon, the next 5-10 years, where do you see? How far do you see CPIM going? What do you see on the horizon?
So the focus is Africa. We intend to do Nigeria. All right. Then from Nigeria we move to other. Already we are in Syria alone. Wow. So it's not happening yet. We're still working with a partner in Syria alone. So in the next 10 years, we're looking at covering several African countries, but our major focus is Nigeria. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. PLJ, this is us saying well done. Yeah, more grease to your elbows, more oil to your feet, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And we're hoping many other people will also jump on this. Exactly. Because, listen, government can't do everything. Government can't do everything. So individuals should also jump into this and support young people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, PLJ. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Wishing you all the best. All right, that's it. I hope you're able to pick up something from that interesting discussion now, just before you go. Yes, you're still there. We'll take a time out now. Just stay with us. The first lap is done. The second lap is coming right up.